Hello and welcome to Kinetic Koffee episode 21. Of course, I titled it COVID-19 because that is what we're dealing with. A couple days ago, as you guys know, I sent out a communication regarding what we're doing about it, and it's been really good. Everybody's been holding up their end, so to speak. I got an email today from somebody who doesn't know if they have been exposed to the virus, but they are sick and they are going to follow our guidelines and stay home. They're staying out of the gym, and I'm sending them workouts to do. So that's awesome. So we're cleaning the equipment after we touch it. We're washing our hands before and after the sessions. The running joke right now in the community is that there's going to be two places that you can go that are safe. One is your house, and the other one is the gym because it's a very, very clean environment. So that's good. We will keep you guys posted if there are any confirmed cases within the gym. If you guys paid attention to the podcast, the most recent podcast that Joe Rogan put out, he had the guy on infectious diseases. I really encourage you guys to give that a listen. And we're following everything that he has recommended, which is good. So, but what I wanted to talk about, guys, let's say you do get sick. What are you supposed to do? Are you supposed to stop training? And months ago, I put out a podcast about training while sick, and we've been talking about it because this has been a pretty nasty flu year as well. So remember, the guidelines are if you have a fever, just don't train, just chill. Your body needs to fight it off. With this stuff, even if you don't have a fever, it may be in the lungs, which is going to hinder your ability to do any kind of intense training. So what can you do as you're on the better end of being sick? Really slow eccentrics. You can do that with air squats, push-ups. I would not encourage you guys to do any intense running or burpees or heavy lifting that's going to make you anaerobic while your lungs are recovering. So unfortunately, that may mean we have a temporary setback in terms of our training progress, but that's okay. As you guys know, if you've been listening to me for a long time, you know that this is going to be something that I've said a million times. But strength is the thing that if you lose it, it's really, really hard to get back. But your cardiovascular endurance is actually quite a lot easier to get back if you do lose it. So now, ironically, not really ironically, I guess, it takes 4 to 5 weeks of absolute sedentary nothingness to lose your strength. Now, it doesn't mean you're going to come back after 3 weeks and it's not going to feel heavy, but you can get it back very, very quickly. If you let it go past that point, though, you're looking at a really, really long time to get it back. So a lot of us are over 30, and we've spent time gaining muscle mass, getting strong. We really, really don't want to lose this stuff. So as soon as you feel better, your number one priority should be to get your strength back. And you can get your strength back at a rate that doesn't kill your lungs. Okay, so on the flip side, your cardiovascular endurance. If you go 3 days in a row without training your cardiorespiratory system, you start to become detrained. Okay, but like I said earlier, this is the thing that's much, much easier to get back. So if you let it go for weeks, like we gave in the strength example, it would only take 4 to 6 weeks to get back to around 90% of where you were. Whereas strength training, you're looking at 3, 6, 8, 9 months. If you're over 50, it may never be where it once was. Now I've proven that wrong, at least a lot of times. But you never know. So what I'm saying is, when you can start training again, focus on strength. The cardio will be the easy part, even though it feels horrible at the time. So even just use my personal example because it's really easy to put myself out there. So with me having twins just over a year ago, I pretty much lost every measurable aspect of fitness. Not pretty much. I definitely did, because I've been trying to test a lot of these different categories lately, and everything is down. And that's okay, because I know how to get it back. But what did I start with? I didn't start with doing Fran and trying to increase my lactate threshold. No. Started with basic strength. Okay. The squat, the press variations, the deadlift. I'm not doing frequent snatch and clean and jerk again just yet. That'll come, but I need the base of strength first. So I've gotten my lifts back to about 85% of what they once were, and that might be okay. That with the amount of time that I have, I'm okay. If I can deadlift more than 400, I'm all right. And as I've talked about before, I just need to keep it high enough so I can deadlift when I'm 100 years old. But anyway, this has taken me months to get back. When I started, I could barely lift 50% of my old maxes. And when I did, I felt absolutely horrible. But what did I do? Week after week, every Monday, I squat a little bit more. Every Wednesday, I bench a little bit more. Every Friday, I press, and then I deadlift a little bit more. So now that the strength is back consistently, 85%, it's time for me to get the cardiorespiratory system going. So some of you guys have seen me. I've been testing some of the workouts that we're doing in the next couple of weeks. They're a little bit longer. I did a 1.5 mile run with the big loop in the hill the other day, and that was extremely humbling, because it's about the slowest 1.5 mile run I think I've done probably ever in my entire life. And that's okay, because I got it out of my system. Now I can train it. And then this week I have 3 to 4 running workouts planned in addition to my strength work. So it is going to come back. But the whole point of this, guys, is like, I started way under where I was. So don't worry too much about, yes, if you get sick, you're going to have to fight it. You're going to have to beat it. Hopefully you're not in the category where you have to get on a ventilator or something really bad. But once you do recover and you get on the other side of it, you can absolutely proactively get your fitness back. So it is not the end of the world if your cardiorespiratory endurance suffers a little bit in the next 6, 8, 10, 12 weeks as a result of the coronavirus. Okay. So you will recover, you will come back. It just is going to suck in the meantime, but keep your strength, keep your muscle mass, keep your hard work that you put in. And like I said, if you can't breathe, just do eccentrics. You can make the simplest thing, like a push-up, be as the hardest thing in the world if you do a really, really slow eccentric. So our community knows if it comes to it, I'm going to do at-home programming standard. Right now, I'm just doing it one-off. So if somebody says, I have coronavirus, the email is similar to travel workouts. Hey, what equipment do you have in your garage that we can use? Do you have a couple of dumbbells? If so, how much do they weigh? Do you have a pull-up bar? Do you have a box to jump on? All that kind of good stuff. And then I'm figuring out what workouts we can do given the equipment restrictions. Now, if we have a full-on gym pandemic where nobody can come in, we're going to put the programming in the app as at-home programming. And the assumption there is that if you have a fever, you're not going to do it. But if you don't have a fever, then you can complete it at home and get your families on board. So anyway, we will prevail, and we're going to stay as fit as possible even after we get sick. All right, guys. Have a good day, and I'll see you in the gym because we're still clean. All right.